Do a little unboxing of the Flyin Miata Little Big Brake Kit.
We'll start off with the meat and the potato skis right here. 3, 2, 1, boom! We got the calipers. Come in this nice little box, yeah? Let's take a peek. Wrapped in the plastic. We'll go ahead and take her out. Got some instructions, warning label going on, a little rubber bando. Dude, right off the rip. We'll have to do a comparison, a little weight test. We'll set them on the scale and see just how much lighter these actually are. So to give you the rundown, this is the Little Big Brake Kit from Flyin Miata. They have it on their website, a bunch of different options. You can get the big brake kit, you can get the 4-wheel big brake kit. This is just the front Little Big Brake Kit. 4-piston, Wilwood calipers, and this is kind of the anodized gray coating. They don't sell this one in black or red. I think they may have used to. At least they had a picture of it on there, but just getting into the gray. I'm not gonna take everything out, but you got the 4 pistons in there on either side. You got your little clamp hooks that sit over the top for when you install the brake pads. And then some bleeder valves, areas to connect the brake lines, which we'll show here in a second. But very clean, very nice, very lightweight. You're losing about 4 pounds per corner of unsprung weight. Not bad. One thing that Flyin Miata does mention, which we will take a peek at together for the first time. I have not opened this other box yet. The color difference, because these are the anodized gray, they said that essentially the way that it's manufactured could be slightly different. That is was a risk I was willing to take, clearly. But at the end of the day, they're on separate sides of the car, so you'll never be able to see them both at the same time. Anyway. Checking them out, I mean, what do you guys think? That's pretty darn close to me. Get a little focus. Yeah, looks about the same. If anyone's noticing any differences, it's not any of the dudes watching it because we're all kind of colorblind, but you know. But anyway, that looks sick, dude. These are gonna, these are gonna be sick, man. If you guys are new to the channel, this is the 99 Miatski. We've got a bunch of stuff done to it, but we'll go over that in another video. Where we're going here is the front. These are gonna look, dude. Oh my God. Light is a little bit overexposed. Kind of got the gunmetal gray Advanti Storms here. With these sitting in there, the spokes are gonna allow you to see it a lot better than some wheels. Not to say that these are the best wheels, but a little bit of bias, these are the best wheels. These are some of the lightest wheels you can get for the Miata. The front end of this car, all the unsprung weight up here, is gonna be significantly less. You did not go with the super light rotors just because of the expense, and for value it didn't really make that much of a difference for mostly a street car. But dude, oh, that is gonna be so sick. Go ahead and tuck these back in nice and cozy. Other stuff we'll get in the box, bunch of stickers, can't complain with that, and a little bit of a warning deal on the brake bleeders. There's a difference, there's 2 bleeder valves on each one, and we won't go into all that, but a little bit of an instruction pamphlet on how all that works. What are we looking at next? Let's take a look at one of the other cool parts about this. We got the nice blue brackets. So now this, the little Flyin Miata logo there, gotta give them a shout out. All right, so these are the brackets. You actually get 2 of them. I don't know why I'm clarifying that. Obviously, there's 2 sides to the front end. But yes, you got 2 brackets. So where I was going with that, you have a left side, marked by L, and you have a right side, you guessed it, focus, marked by R. So obviously left and right side, and then there is an orientation that I have to look up in the instructions. The Miata logo is supposed to be facing inward or outward. I don't know which one it is off the top of my head, but you do have to be cognizant of which way to install it with the logo. So you look for that, and then essentially what these are, they mount up to the knuckle, basically, and then allow the caliper to mount up to these brackets. So you get some sharp bling blang going on underneath there where nobody can ever see it, but you're gonna know that it's there. Now I will say one thing that's questionable about these, in the picture on the website, the bracket is purple, pink purple, for the front big brake kit. On the rear big brake kit, is where they show the blue ones. Not really sure if it matters. Guess we'll find out. If it doesn't, Flyin Miata, I hope you're watching this video, you can let me know. Continuing on with the brackets, jingle jangle. Here's the hardware kit. So a bunch of bolts, washers, all the good stuff, clips, and then they actually give you a little bleeder hose, if you can see that there, to bleed the brakes. Luckily, I've got a little pump over there that you can attach to the bleeder valve using the hoses. And then you're able to bleed the brakes on your own. It's not one of the power versions, but it's just a hand pump, so should be able to bleed the brakes without any assistance. Next up though, we got stainless steel braided brake hoses. These come with everything you need right out of the package, so you get these installed. These will help with some of the brake feel. I mean, honestly, upgrading to this kit in general from stock brakes and 27-year-old brake hoses is gonna be significantly better either way. Another funny thing is I was looking at the website right after I ordered these, immediately went out of stock on the website for the 10-inch rotors. So I must have snagged the very last one. If anybody else was looking for them, sorry about your luck, but you can enjoy me putting them on and kind of live vicariously for a bit. Lastly, but certainly not leastly, we have the Wilwood BP20X brake pads. So these are what come with the kit. We'll take a peek at them. People are saying that these are a little bit smaller face than even the stock pads, but doesn't necessarily hinder the braking performance. So you can see, yeah, these kind of have a completely different shape than the stock pads, and then they have this completely metal back to them, unlike a standard OEM pad. That's pretty sick. I've never actually seen one designed that way, at least not in person. So you get 4 of those, you're good to go. The bedding in process on these, from what I've been reading, kind of nice. It doesn't say immediately go out right off the rip and do all the hard braking, the stopping, and blah, 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 blah. It actually says to drive on them for 25, 50 miles, whatever it is, and then do the bedding in process. So it's a little bit different than what I'm used to. Before I had the Hawk pads, the Hawk HPS, which were pretty nice, kind of street autocross pads. Those you not only had to bed in right off the rip and get after it, but you also had to kind of warm them up a little bit when you were driving. And that right there, ladies and gents, is gonna be a wrap. Quick little walk around of the Miata, give you guys a feel for what we're working with here. A few different interior mods planned. We'll get to that in another video. We have some color matched wrap for the hood that we're gonna be doing, which I did a test right here on the gas cap. You can see it's pretty dang good. And then we need to do this rear quarter and whatever else we feel like making happen with the old beauty here. So stay tuned for the full install. We'll get that going. Smash that subscribe. Like this is 2011 all over again. Smash that subscribe button. Now, do whatever you want. As always, I appreciate you guys watching, and I'll see you in the next one.